Hey there everyone, in this video I'm going to show you this cool software that I have developed, and using the software you will be able to add any PDF file or URL list that will let you search for different question that is covered by that content of the PDF or the URL content. And let me demonstrate how this works so that you can understand how to use it. So here you can see we have two options, like web loader and PDF loader, and from these two options you have to select either of them, and based on your selection the options changes. So here you will be able to switch between different base AI models that are available locally, and thanks to Ollama software that allows downloading all these models locally on your system. And here you will be able to set the embedding model as well. So embedding model allows you to identify different content based on short information, and you can search on Google to understand more about embeddings. I'm not going to explain deeply about it, so we are going to focus on how this actually works, and how you can make use of it in different scenarios. So here you can see we have a list of URLs input file, input field I mean. So here you will be able to insert any URL. So let me pick one random. So let's say we would like to get some information from this particular URL. So you have to paste it here, and it allows you to add some HTML CSS classes to narrow down your searches. But if you are not familiar with CSS or anything complicated, you can simply ignore this field. Basically this allows you to right click and narrow down your search area by clicking here. So here you can see we have different HTML elements. So if you can find some sort of HTML class that isolates the data, so you could simply copy the class name and place it here. But in this case we don't need this, so you can simply ignore that. And here you will be able to ask a question. So from this particular page I could ask what is the summary of this. So I could write what is the summary of this. So if I type if I click on ask AI, you will see that it is now processing the data, and in a moment it is going to show you the summary. So here you can see we have the summary generated in a couple of lines. So that's how this is going to work. And for PDF loader you can simply choose a source PDF, which I have downloaded here, and you can also ask different questions here. So you can but this one is downloaded here, so you can ask different question like what is container or what is Docker, and it is going to answer based on the context available here. So let's say difference between these two for example, and let's see what happens. So you can see that it is saying according to the context, and here you can see we have different information, and the data is retrieved based on the information available here. So basically that's how you can use this software, and you can also choose between different models, and the accuracy or performance will depend on which model you choose here. And for example, if I wish to change it to this one and run it, it is going to generate a different data. So depending on which model you wish to run it with, you can simply choose between models. And to install different models you will have to look at Ollama's website. So here you have to download Ollama. So basically it is using an AI software or AI LLM serving software to be specific, this Ollama website. So I have also uploaded it in GitHub. So here you will be able to see the source code of this project, and you will also have this executable file that I am currently using. So you don't have to install anything here other than the Ollama, and I have also outlined all the instructions that you have to go through. So if you have some time, you can simply read everything here and follow the instructions accordingly, and you will have everything ready and set up on your end. And also please make sure that you have all the requirements, because as AI models is a large language model, it will require you to have a decent configuration on your computer. So I'm currently running this on Intel i5-11400 with 32 gigabytes of RAM, and my GPU is 2060 Super. So the better the GPU is, the faster the performance will be. So that's the interface, and if you read it here, you will be able to understand how to run things. And here is a software preview as well. And basically this is an outline of how this works. So we have content that is some text content, and we then split the content into some subdivision or chunk, you can say. So using chunk, we can have 1000 character, or let me show you in the code. So here you can set this chunk size to split the text into different parts, and using this you will be able to create embedding. So embedding is some database, you can say, or vector store that contains the data in a binary format. And using embedding, it is easy to query different large data sets easily. And here, when user question is received, it then checks in these embeddings to find out which has better matching, and the best matched ones are then returned to the LLM for processing. And there will be different context, and Ollama serves the larger language models here. And we then ask Ollama to use different models and then process the returned or matched embedding data to user readable output. So if I go through the code, you will be able to understand better here. So at first we created here a custom decanter and decanter based software that allows graphical user interface to be created. And here you can see we have different titles. We have geometry, that is the size of the screen, and also I have set the limit of the resizability to be false and true. So you cannot change the width, but you can alter the height of the software. And the configuration of the software will be retained, so that the options that you choose here will be persisting, and every time you run it, it is going to remember the embedding model used here. Also, let me go back to the code here. So here you can see we have different settings, and the model list that you see here will always be different depending on which models you have installed, because the models are actually collected from the API. So after installing Ollama, you will be able to get this API running. So Ollama is also available for macOS, Linux, and Windows. So you can choose any of the operating systems for this and download the software, and it will have this particular Ollama software running, and the API endpoint will be serving the models. And so to install any library, you can go to models, and from here you will be able to install different models like LLM 3.2, 3.13, and depending on your requirements you can install different versions. And the higher the version is, the better configuration it is going to require you, so make sure to have enough processing configuration on your end to process them. So if you run this, it is going to download the library or model, you can say, and it will also be available here in this list. So basically that's the software, and I hope it will be useful for you. And if you want to try with different prompt, you can modify it here. Let me show. So here you will be able to modify the prompt to fine-tune your question or the type of answer that you require, and basically that's how it is going to work. And you can also alter different things if you would like to, as the whole code base will be open source. So that's the software, and you will be able to access this from this GitHub repository. And I hope this will be helpful, so you can simply copy the value or the answer from here as well. And that's it for this video. If you have any question, you can write in the comment, and thank you for watching.